Hey y'all, I'm Shonda. Welcome in or welcome back to a new video. Today, it's a very fun video and we're talking about stuff, mainly fashion, some like accessories and shoes and beauty items, stuff that's just not cool anymore that I still love or would buy if I, saw it out in the wild or, like needed to bring in a new piece of some kind, you know, those kinds of things. This video is inspired by one I saw from Carrie Dayton. It was so fun to watch her and like see her takes. I agree with some of what she said and also have, of course, some of my own opinions. And like I love watching these videos and they're so fun to make too. So I hope you have some fun with me in today's video. Love to hear your takes in the comments. What stuff that you still love or like still enjoy seeing, stuff that you would still wear or want to wear, leave that in the comments. By the way, Carrie's video is going to be in the comments, so you can go watch hers too. So the first two we're going to talk about together, and that's biker shorts and graphic tees. And we're talking about them together because they are often paired together, but with graphic tees in specific, folks wear them with all different kinds of pieces. And over the last, I would say like 3 to 8 years, there are different graphic tee styles or like trends that have emerged. So there have been like slogan tees that were popular, I would say maybe between like 3 and 5 years ago. The Harley Davidson tees were popular, I would say like 2 to 4 years ago, like maybe 2019 to 2022. Before those, I remember in like the mid 2000s, there were just a lot of like, I guess, graphic tees. There's some from J. Crew that I'm remembering. I don't think I ever owned any of these, but I definitely wanted them. And like when I think of a slogan tee, I think of like some of the ones that I own, like one that says like better days ahead, stuff with writing on it. But there were small moments with like bonjour or hello or something like that written on tees. One of the reasons why this really came to mind is because a few months ago, I was reading articles from a couple of outlets that were saying that graphic tees weren't cool anymore and a hallmark of a dated outfit. And they were mostly picking on pairings of like a graphic tee and like a midi or like a satin skirt in specific, I think it was. Also like a graphic tee and a pair of skinny jeans. Those outfits are considered like late 2010s kind of fashion. And we're not far removed from like 2019, 2020, but I guess was a trend that was so popular and so everywhere that wearing it now is considered like not cool. And as I mentioned, a sign of a dated outfit. I don't care. I really don't. I love graphic tees, slogan tees, and there are, I guess, like colors or patterns or sayings that can, come in and out. But the concept of a graphic tee is one that I still very much love. I bought 2 in 2021, still own them, still love them, like wouldn't get rid of them, but I would also buy them now. Do I need more t-shirts? No, I don't, but I foresee myself like eventually buying more. T-shirts don't last forever, so I'll probably replace my graphic tees with other graphic tees at some point. I am just such a fan, and I think I have a fairly casual style, and it's just one of those ways that you can punch up a style that's really easy. Like you can add color and texture to an outfit. It's one of those things that I think are still so cool, and there's so many small businesses that make these types of shirts. Now, biker shorts. Biker shorts, I feel like, had their moment between 2019 and 2021, 22. I think like their peak was like 2020, 21, I would say. And I think that they were still around in 22, but they weren't as popular. And now I don't really see people recommending them as like outfits anymore. They were super controversial. I think when they first came onto the scene, there was lots of folks who loved them, but others who didn't. And I was one of the people who did not. I hated that trend at first when it came out, but I did eventually warm up to it. And I think that biker shorts like graphic tees are both staples in my wardrobe now. Like the graphic tee is, I think, just like part of my style. And so it's going to be impervious to trends. Biker shorts are so practical, I think that they should also be impervious to trends. When it gets hot out, they're so comfortable. And I don't know, just like, especially if you get like a plain one, like a black biker short. You know what I mean? I think that some practical stuff has no business going in or out of style. There's other stuff on this list that I would apply that to. I do wear them around the house, and that's mainly where I wear them. I don't really like style them as conscious outfits outside of the house, which kind of has always been my case. I also use them for running because they're the most comfortable short to run in. And then they have like the triple use of wearing them under like dresses and skirts. I don't think they're cool anymore, but I don't think we should care. All right, number 3 are tie waist or paper bag waist pants. I am a big fan of the tie/paper bag waist pant. So the paper bag waist pant I think was most common in jeans, but the tie waist pants, I do still see them selling in stores, but I haven't actually seen them on a living person for a while. The paper bag waist shorts and pants, or like jeans, were super comfy in terms of jeans, and that usually meant like the jean had elastic in them. But the tie waist, I just think is just such a cute style. Maybe I just have like really boring pant style, but I just feel like there's only so many novel things that you can do to a pant. So in my opinion, the tie waist pant was just like one new, like exciting way to wear a pant. And I also think, like specific to my body type, I have a smaller waist and larger hips. And so I think a tie waist pant like does justice to my figure. I do still own a pair of tie waist pants. They are like a dress pant. They feel like a dress pant. So I don't really wear them all that often, but maybe this is like a reason to break them out. I don't want to get rid of them because I just think that they're so cute. And I've also like I thrifted mine, and I still have like, they still fit and they're fine. And I still enjoy seeing them in my closet at the very least. And like, we'll wear them from time to time. I would love for this to be more mainstream again. Even now, like, although I'm not a fan of like the baggy jeans or like the baggy or looser style pant, you could do a tie waist in that silhouette to, do something different. Okay, next up is like a very specific, like individual item. And these are the Everlane straight leg crop pants. These were everywhere, in my opinion, like 2020-ish, 21. Yeah, 2020 to like 2022. I see them far less now, and I've actually seen a lot of people getting rid of them in their closets. I pay attention to this stuff on Poshmark, and the number of people who have been selling this style of pant has only increased over the past 2 years. 2 years ago, they were way more difficult to find on Poshmark. Now I see new listings coming for this specific pant like every week. Part of that might have to do with the fact that like they updated this style for them recently, which I don't like as much. I think they had it right the first time and they just needed to leave it alone. I have 2 of these. I have them in like a bone white color and then one in a black. And I don't think that they're as popular anymore. Like their straight leg that I think is more like a tapered straight than anything. And the straight leg is like, the straight is in more than the skinny, but they are straight leg that is closer to the skinny than it is to the loose. So they do have a wide leg version of this. And I think that like that would be the style that's more popular, that's more in, or that's cool. I don't know why these pants are on the decline. They are like a flawless pant. So you have a crop, okay, which you have that ankle exposure, which is real nice for springtime, summertime, maybe even some of fall time. And then these pants that have a bit of stretch, and they were straight leg, which I think works for so many different body types. I don't know, like why why don't we like these? I guess it doesn't matter. Like I love my pants. I'm gonna wear them regardless. But I think that they're just such a good pant and they come in like staple colors that they need to be bigger. But I do okay, this is just like my take. And I could be wrong. I think that brands like Everlane were part of the rise, or I should say, the increased interest in this like minimal style. And minimal style is gonna like has existed before Everlane and still exists and is still popular. But I do think that the interest in minimal style was Everlane helped kind of fuel that flame. Everlane started increasing in popularity, I think around 2018-ish. And then they, kept going 2019, 2020. I don't know that they've necessarily peaked, but they were on their rise between like 2018 and 2020. They're just not as popular anymore. And I just think that minimalist style had a more popular moment 4 years ago and is less popular now. Still banging, still booming out there, but I just think it's less popular. And I do think that has something to do with it. We're going to talk about some hair accessories now, and scrunchies are number one and headbands are number two. Scrunchies were everywhere like 4 years ago. Brands are still selling them. Like I still see them for sale, so I'm glad they're still easily accessible, but I don't really see them out in the wild anymore. And I used to see them in fashion videos more, but also on actual people out in the world. I don't see either of those things anymore, and I don't get it. Like scrunchies to me are something that shouldn't go in or out of style because they are so functional. They're way better for your hair than like a regular elastic. Like they're much softer, gentler. How are these not popular? If you have a strong opinion on scrunchies, let me know. I want to know what the opinion is. Like why do we dislike them? Or why do you think they're not popular? Headbands. The knot headband, I think, had its moment around 2020. I jumped on this like 2 years too late, which is fine. And I still enjoy my knot headbands. With short hair, they feel like too preppy. I think my hair is like somewhat longer now that like we could do it. Definitely gonna film my next video with a headband. I think Clea from the home edit helped kind of fan that flame as well, because she's fairly famous and she has a Netflix show. Like she has a home edit. They have millions of people who follow them. And so I think that she helped retain some of that interest. Of course, she's not the only person, but that was just something that I clocked. These knot headbands are like, they're nowhere now. They're really difficult to find. Accessories have trends and they go through moments of, what's popular and what's not, which is like fine. But the knotted headband, again, I just feel like should just be like a timeless silhouette. I think we'll get back there eventually. I do think though that the knotted headband was such a notable trend and it did have its moment in the sun that it's one of those things that people can say like dates your outfit. Like you haven't updated your closet in 5 years. I don't care. I'm gonna wear my headbands and love them and enjoy them. And as we've kind of talked about in previous videos, like literally nobody's gonna come up to you and be like, your headband is not cool. But that just doesn't happen. So I'm gonna enjoy my headbands. I just wish that they were more popular than they are. Okay, I have 2 colors that I want to talk about. The first is millennial pink and the second one is sunflower yellow. Millennial pink had a chokehold on millennials at least 5 years. I think it's closer to a decade. I don't even remember when millennial pink became popular, but it was popular for a long time, at least the mid 2010s. You know, like I still love millennial pink. And millennial pink is one of the stuff on here that transcends fashion. It goes to fashion on accessories, but also like nail color and colors for your home and decor and all of that. I don't think it should have gone anywhere, but millennial pink was so popular and was so in your face that there was just kind of like, you know, like it's been memeified, like the millennial gray. Millennial gray, I do kind of agree with. Like, I'm so sick of it. Well, millennial gray for, I think, more so like interior design than fashion. It frustrates me because there were, or and still are, a lot of folks who like renovate their apartments and everything is gray. The floors, the tiles, the backsplash, the islands, the counters, the walls, it's all, I just whacked myself in the face. It's all gray. And I'm just over it. As for millennial pink, it's a fun color. I'm not over it. I don't know if I'll ever be over it, probably, but I still love it. Still, like, I have clothes in that color, would buy clothes in that color, would furnish my home with a lot of that color. I mean, I wouldn't, because design is not up to me anymore. Joint decisions. But if it were, I would. Sunflower yellow. I think this had a very brief moment 3 years ago, like for an individual season. Probably could have carried it off for like 2 seasons, but it was like a one-time thing, I think 2 or 3 years ago. I think this also went jointly with sunflowers, like sunflowers were having a moment a few years ago. Sunflower yellow should, like every spring and summer, we should just bring it back. Like give us a light green, a sunflower yellow, a light blue, a light pink, a light purple. Like give the girlies their choice of some nice light colors. That's like perfect springtime aesthetic. Anyways, I'm super into sunflower yellow right now, or maybe more so like the light, kind of more muted yellow. I have a yellow pair of pants and a yellow t-shirt in those colors. I did buy a yellow long sleeve shirt when this was popular. Like I thrifted it. I still have it. I'm gonna break it out, obviously. But it's such a beautiful, fun color that just makes things brighter. Next up, cardigans, and 2 specific variations of cardigan. The long kind of duster style cardigans, and then the like chunkier knit cardigans. Cardigans like this. I think this is like a perfect example of a cardigan that doesn't apply, where technically it's a cardigan, but you really wear it like a shirt. Cezanne makes a bunch of those knits. This one's from And Other Stories. These cardigans aren't the ones I'm speaking of. The other 2, one is the long duster. You'll see a picture. And the other is like the chunky, I'm thinking like the Everlane textured cotton cardigan. The Everlane textured cotton cardigan is a staple to the brand, so I don't think it's ever going to fully disappear. I just don't feel like it's in style anymore. It had its moment, like it was super popular 3-4 years ago, and now I just think it's gone. The ones though that I do think are on their way in are the ones from like the early 2000s, like almost like the sweater set cardigans, that like fine knit ones. I've been seeing a lot more of those, and I think that's the way that it's moving, which makes a lot of sense because fashion, like we tend to balance things out. So when we had like tighter, skinnier jeans, I do think that there was more like looser tops, not necessarily baggy, like oversized tops, looser tops, that kind of thing. And then now when we have the looser, wider, baggier pants, I think that the direction is going for tops to things that are tighter. I wouldn't say like we are in like solidly in that space because there's still so much like oversized, bigger, baggier kind of tops, but I am seeing much more of that. Even like with t-shirts, like tighter t-shirts. A few years ago, oversized everything, blazers, t-shirts, and like boxier stuff. And I have seen way more options on tighter fit t-shirts. And also the jean rise is going down a little bit. Probably like I'm seeing way more mid-rise too. So I think that like, that mid-rise thin knit or fine knit cardigan is the one of the moment and the other ones are gone. I mean, in part we're in spring and so like chunkier sweaters aren't of the moment, but that sweater had its moment 4 years ago. And then the dusters had their moment like 5, 6 years ago. And I don't think, I think they were leaving in like 2019. And I think that they're super cute. I guess maybe like some of my style is stuck in the, 2010s. They do look great with a skinny leg pant. So if you're not wearing skinny leg jeans and you're wearing like a lot of looser, wider leg pants, I think that like that long cardigan, I don't know that like that vibe is there. So I get why it's not as popular anymore because the silhouette of outfits have changed or they are changing. But mine haven't. I'm not a fan of the loose wide leg pant. I like a straight, I like a skinny, and if those are my preferences, then that makes sense. The duster cardigans though, like I think that they're also somewhat practical in that there are many that kind of function like a coat. Not in the shacket way, but they like some of them, like in this area, they had those like this, and they were just like kind of cute. I wish that there was more. Yeah, I still think they're cute. I don't really have a big argument for this. I think that they're cute. Well, I don't know why the circle skirt ever left. Circle skirts are so cute, so practical. Like you get like a blue one, not a blue one. You get a black one or red one, which were very popular like 6, 7 years ago. Circle skirts tend to be stretchy. They fit a lot of body types. You can make them at a lot of different lengths. I don't know why this left. If I saw one, I would buy one. I mean, do I need more skirts? No. But I see these nowhere. Like, I think that they're super hard to find, but I would buy one. I would own one and I would love it. And I think it would be cute. Put it with a bodysuit, a blouse, put it with a t-shirt. Like, they just look so nice. I don't know. Maybe we're all just tired of scuba or something because is that what that material is called? That like nylon-y material? Is that like a scuba? Is that what we called it? I don't know. But I feel like you know that material. I wish it was back. Colorful jeans. Now, in the early 2010s, we're talking like maybe even like 2008 to like 2012, that era was like LMFAO, the shutter shades, bright colors were very popular. And this mostly came in the like super skin tight skinny jeans. And the colors for these jeans, there's like a lot of red, and then there was lots of coral as well. I mean, they did come in a lot of colors, but I would love to see colored denim, colored skinny jeans, colored straight leg jeans. Like, bring it back. Bring it back. I want I love this trend. Like, I genuinely love this. Now, maybe what I'm asking for is like a slightly muted down color. Like, I don't want to wear a red jean. A light sage green or a baby blue. Or like a little lavender. I would wear that. And then, yeah, you modernize the silhouette a little bit. I mean, I would still wear it as a skinny jean, but you modernize the silhouette, do a straight leg, wide leg for the wide leg gals. Somebody please. So the last two are in the beauty genre. And the first is dip dye hair. I love dip dye hair. I used to do this all the time when I was in university, and it was so fun. It was so fun. And I realized I made a video. I think I mentioned this. I don't know if they showed a picture or not, but when I was thinking about it from that video originally, I think like back in the day when I heard somebody say dip dye hair, I just thought that they meant like the Kool-Aid dip dye, which is what I used to do. I would literally dunk my hair in Kool-Aid. But people just meant that like dip dye look, or like the hairdresser would free paint the color on. So it was kind of more organic. I I love the way that this looks, and I love that era of fashion colors, particularly pink and purple. There was some turquoise out there, like I think Demi Lovato had turquoise dip dye at one point, but purple and pink were really popular. Like lots of little streaks, or like little pieces in the hair, not necessarily the whole hair. Then there was folks who did the purple hair. This was like a really fun era of fashion. And I mean, fashion is always fun in some respects, I guess depending on like who you talk to. And I feel like, I don't know, maybe I'm older now and I maybe see more than when I was 20, but I feel like there's such a divide in fashion. Like there's like the micro trends, people like hauling their $1,000 orders on TikTok, and then like the fashion industry from like above. And I feel like the fashion industry is like so serious, and I don't really feel like beyond like micro TikTok trends, I don't really feel like fashion is fun. Fashion feels more serious when you compare it to the shutter shades, the crackle nails, the bright red pants. Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like fashion was more whimsical a decade ago, and now I think that fashion has been like infused by styles like minimalism, which I am a very big fan of. Like minimalist styles, or I'm sure there's other ones we could talk about as well. And there is more of that I feel like has crept in over the years. So with the dip dye hair, I think this was a particularly playful moment for accessories. Bows are really in at this time of the dip dye hair, which are coming back, and I think that's so playful, so cute. Love to see it, and I do want to see more like whimsy and just like fun in mainstream fashion. I think sometimes TikTok fashion is too fun. Like it's so trendy that the trends go by so fast, or they're so niche they don't really make it out into real life. The last trend to talk about are the ColourPop lippy sticks and their Super Shock shadows. Now, I was on the ColourPop website to see if these still exist. The Super Shock shadows I knew did, but I wanted to know like how big they are. Like, do they only offer 6 now, or do they have like 40? ColourPop still has a really big selection of Super Shock shadows, so they're still kicking in, and they would definitely, at least I would think, they would reduce the amount that they had if they weren't popular. But in terms of like seeing them out in the world, whether in real life, like friends' makeup collections, or in videos that we see online, there are fewer people. Like, I think we see fewer of the Super Shocks, like people buying fresh new ones, and not folks who are like sent collections in PR. I think that they're an older formula. Even if there are newer shades, it's not like the new kid on the block anymore. So I think that they get overlooked a lot. And the lippy sticks, they actually don't sell these individually anymore. They only sell them like a lippy sticks and a lip liner, and they have very few. It's something like 6 or 7 of them. They used to have like pages and pages of the lippy sticks, and now they have like a true handful of them. I don't quite know why the lippy sticks like went out of fashion or people stopped liking them, because I think that they were so good. And I think also like the concept of like the thin lipstick is one that I love on a fundamental level. And I think that's what I liked more. Tarte has a version, and I believe Hourglass has a version. I'm not totally sure who else like sells this style, but I love this style, and ColourPop was and is affordable. And I don't know of any affordable brand who makes this style of lipstick. Their formula was very matte, or fairly matte, so I think that's why it did go out. But that thin applicator, like, it's much easier to apply on the lip because your lips are smaller, and the regular bullet lipsticks can be too large for a lip. Or I just feel like you have more control with a smaller one, no matter if your lips are small or big. So the fact that these aren't really made anymore is just like, it's a sad one. I wish that they were still cool and still, I wish these were still cool. I wish these were still popular because they were wonderful. Now, that's it for me today. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you had fun. I would love to hear what you have to say about what you think is cool or not cool anymore. Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching and hanging out, and I hope to see you again around here soon. Bye.